Yo, thanks for tuning in. Azure Data Factory, aka ADF, is basically this big leveled up machine by Microsoft doing all the heavy lifting for data moves and transformations. Now, I've been in the trenches for a while and ADF is seriously transforming how I see and handle my data. Picture your data as raw materials coming from various sources, like spreadsheets, logs, IoT devices, you name it. They gotta be moved, shaped, and stored across different clouds and systems, right? Well, ADF is like this magical factory line, making it all happen with style. ADF uses a cool setup with 4 key parts, but let's start with pipelines. Think of pipelines as the assembly process. Raw to refined materials, ADF's equivalent is taking data from different places, mixing, transforming, and loading it up in a target. This pipeline isn't rigid, it's flexible to accommodate changes, automates executions, and even chalks up errors, logging and monitoring them for review. ADF's got different flavors of these pipelines, managed, on-demand, and pre-built templates to pick from. Next up, we got folders and linked services. Imagine these as the warehouse and delivery trucks in our factory analogy. ADF lets you connect your data storage and processing tools, like blobs, tables, message brokers, and databases across different providers. It's like expanding the storage and processing options using SQL connections, creating a wide range of destinations for your refined data. ADF's got these connections set up, which means you can tap into various sources without having to worry too much about the tech under the hood. Moving on, we've got triggers and automated actions. Imagine sensors and alarms triggering data movements. With triggers, if someone adds a new file to a specific folder or it's a set schedule, ADF's action gets triggered and does its thing, just like a well-oiled machine kicking into gear. Alright, folks, let's chat about the architecture of ADF. It's a serverless setup, meaning you don't need to worry about the ins and outs of maintaining data infrastructure. ADF's got the basics covered, and it's managed, so Microsoft takes care of the tech backbone. You are dealing with a service that's built on Microsoft's stack, Azure services using PowerShell for some Azure-specific tasks. It's a mix of Azure resources and services working in unison to handle your data flow. For sure, ADF's got its own language. It communicates through JSON files and a REST API for those hardcore ADF gurus. But hey, you don't need to speak that language to use ADF. That's where the Azure portal comes in, offering a GUI for setting up pipelines, managing triggers, and tweaking operations. ADF's got a good rhythm going. The data pipelines run non-stop, and you can keep an eye on them with ADF's monitoring and analytics. Think of it as having dashboards to track your data movements and ensure everything is flowing smooth, just like we're looking at machine operators' screens on the factory floor. Oh, and let's not forget about managing data security in ADF, keeping things GDPR compliant, and setting access controls like access keys and managed identities tied back to your Azure Active Directory. Now, before we wrap up, I wanna get everyone to understand the real deal about ADF and its role as a cloud integration platform. ADF sets the framework for building scalable data integration workflows, allowing users to connect to a plethora of data sources and destinations, execute activities like data movement and transformation, and monitor in real time. It cuts out the complexity and hassle of managing IT infrastructure at scale, simplifying the creation and execution of data-driven IT processes. But here's the thing, though ADF's powerful, we've got to know the limitations too. It can't fully handle scenarios that require custom development, and you've gotta understand the capabilities and constraints for optimum performance. No free Lego sets here. You've gotta make wise choices when setting up your ADF pipelines and processes. You need to be in sync with Microsoft's cloud services, understand the operational procedures, and keep up with changes and updates to make the most out of ADF. Having the Azure Data Factory up and running for data-driven transformation, all while maintaining a clear understanding of best practices and the potential complexities? Priceless. It saves real time and cash, and it's a boon for organizations craving real-time insights. But without the right strategies, it's like trying to run a marathon without knowing the route. Just gotta hope you don't end up lost and fatigued. I stress outlining best practices, being methodical, and sticking to processes to really leverage ADF's capabilities, keep everything running as smooth as peanut butter, and avoid unnecessary headaches. It's like going on a journey through ADF's world, where you are taking control of data from diverse sources, transforming it, and getting it into actionable insights, always mindful of security and efficiency. Knowing what ADF can and cannot handle, understanding its management lifecycle and monitoring, you are becoming ADF whisperers, making intelligent decisions for the best outcomes within the given parameters. Now that I've shared my knowledge about Azure Data Factory, let's embrace the journey ahead. Don't get lost in the data abyss, make ADF work for you. Explore the endless possibilities, understand the nuances, and take charge of your data flow strategies. Knowledge is like the currency in the data realm. Invest well, and you'll reap the rewards with informed business decisions and streamlined processes. And just as I always say, visit neeraj.qzz.io, where we're bringing more content right to your screen, and don't forget to subscribe to TechLab, where the journey of mastering cloud infrastructure continues. Thanks for diving into the world of Azure Data Factory with me, folks. Catch you again for more cloud adventures.